Welcome into the ESPN FC studios in today's edition of the show. Shaka Hislop, Sebastian Salazar here with you. We're also going to be joined in just a little bit by Gab Marcotti. Continue the discussion around the ongoing crisis at Real Madrid. A massive week coming up for that club. We'll be joined as well in just a few seconds here by Craig Burley and Stevie Nicol. There they are standing by. We're going to start with another crisis, actually, at the top of the Premier League. That's not where the crisis is. That's where Spurs and Liverpool are even on 21 points. No, the crisis is way down in 14th place. The team Spurs will face Sunday in the North London derby, their rivals. Arsenal, and the comparison between the two teams paints quite a picture of where the two clubs are heading into the weekend. So does the reporting from James Ollie, Shaka, on our website. In his article, he reports that Mikel Arteta had a clear-the-air meeting with his team on Tuesday. After that, a players-only meeting, and Ollie's reporting saying it was stormy, intense, and with finger-pointing. Craig, I'll start with you from the Arsenal perspective. Not exactly where you want to be heading into a matchup against your biggest rival.
Big deal. I mean, I read journalists get excited about these things. Big deal, yeah, finger pointing, shouting at the training ground, fisticuffs. It's normal. When teams are having problems, even when they're not having problems, it happens. So, listen, and it usually happens when you're having a bad time, but so what? It's just normal. What do you want them to come in smiling, everybody saying, we're 14th in the league, this is great. Let's all pat each other on the back. Listen, the problems are on the field, right? The problems are in team selection. The problems are in personnel. Arteta's searching again. He's searching for shape. He's searching for the right people within the shape. And he's also got some of his top players bang out of form. And new signings like Willian haven't lifted a finger yet. So this is a perfect time, Seb, for Tottenham to really put a foot on top of this Arsenal squad.
Shaka uses the phrase Arteta searching. I mean, we hear the comments, all this reporting going on this week, the lack of quality from the team recently. It doesn't seem like he's got any better handle on this job 11 months in than he did at the beginning when things were looking good. How do we explain it?
Yeah, and listen, given their cup run of last season and how they started this season, you thought things were on the right track with Arteta. Listen, as much as poor as Arsenal have been, and as much as this meeting has been needed, I just wonder if that meeting couldn't have taken place after a decent performance and result. Example, after Rapid Vienna. Why you do it right after the game against Wolves, where I think it will get out of hand. But to Craig's point, and he's right, too many in this Arsenal dressing room are out of form and aren't pulling their weight. I hold my hand up. I thought the signing of Willian was a wonderful one for them in bringing somebody who's been there and won it into that dressing room, because that has been sorely lacking at Arsenal. But he's not lived up to expectations, particularly over recent weeks. Then when you consider that Aubameyang has scored 2 league goals this season, and you look at the rest of the squad and you wonder where any other goals are going to come from. We've spoken about Lacazette ad nauseum. You understand their struggles. Without Aubameyang, there is nobody willing to step up and fill that void.
Stevie, you've been pretty clear about this, saying that we all got a little bit ahead of ourselves with praising Arsenal early on in the Arteta era. What's been exposed more than in the last few months? His lack of experience as a manager or the lack of quality in his squad?
Well, I think definitely the lack of quality in the squad. I'm not so sure you can point the finger too much at Arteta. Yes, his job is to motivate the players, but listen, when he came in, it was a lot easier than it is now, because they were in such a shambles that really the biggest thing you had to do was organise them and give them a bit of heart and soul and a bit of guts and determination. And that's what they did. Every time he stepped on the field, they sat deep and they broke. And people like Aubameyang and Lacazette were scoring goals, and the young players were playing very consistently, which is unusual for so many youngsters. But now that it's a new season, it seems like they can't raise themselves to do this again. And they certainly can't go out and play toe-to-toe against a lot of teams, because technically they don't have the players to do it. So, I mean, Arteta, regardless of whether you think he's inexperienced or not, I'm not so sure where he turns to, because, well, they can't go toe-to-toe certainly can't go toe-to-toe with Spurs. And right now, as far as being organised and battling, they don't seem to be doing that either.
Stevie, let's get some predictions. We'll start with you. What do you think happens come Sunday?
Part of me thinks that this is set up for Arsenal, complete and utter underdogs. Can't sit tight, can't break, can't score. But at the end of the day, if it's my money, it's going on Spurs.
Yeah. Craig, out the window in a derby match, but it's hard to ignore the form on both sides of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfect for Spurs, the way they're playing, the way they defended against Chelsea last week, the way they defended against City the week before, and the way they hit on the counter. Chelsea dealt with it better than City. But then Chelsea have been very good defensively this year. People have taken note of that. Arsenal haven't been. And I think they might have Thomas Partey coming back, so that will help them because he is a good player in that position when Harry Kane drops in there. But ultimately, I think Tottenham's shape will be excellent as it has been. They'll hit on the counter and they've got the pace. They're the team in form, so I'm going for Spurs.
Hard to imagine this one being very attractive to the neutral, Shaka, given the way that both teams play and the way that Arsenal doesn't score goals. However, we might have a Joe Hart sighting. Lloris out for Spurs. Could that impact the match?
Yeah, it certainly could. Listen, Joe Hart didn't cover himself in that much glory in the Europa League in midweek. So maybe that's the opening that Arsenal needs. But in an Arsenal team that can't score, as you spoke about, Sebi, you just wonder where it's going to go right. And for me, even with that change, Spurs, by far the better of the two teams. They love nothing more than to continue rubbing Arsenal's noses in it. This could go from bad to worse for Arsenal if they aren't really careful.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.